Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Friday the 10th of January. Hope you're well today. Thanks again for watching. Well, the cold is playing games with us and models are playing games with us at the moment, and it really is a frustrating time to be a forecaster. However, you've got to hold your nerve and look through the various models, decide what looks to be most likely and try and make an assessment of the most likely scenario that's going to occur. So let me just show you first of all, this is the GFS forecast of temperature for London, and it shows us here, look, this kind of meandering round of temperatures, but no real fall off until the back end of next week. So it really is sort of hinting that actually we stay in a very similar regime to the one we're in at the moment, albeit a little bit cooler than it has been. Bits and pieces of rain around as well, but nothing particularly dramatic showing up on there, particularly when you compare it to what we were looking at during the earlier part of this week. This is the ECMWF available from WeatherWeb, and this goes forward in 24-hour steps here. Just watch the time in the top left-hand corner as I knock this on. Now, as we start, we have a ridge that's through the country just at the moment. Let's get to those blue colours for you. We've got a ridge that's through the country just at the moment. There it is, look. And just watch what happens as this sequence progresses. So the ridge gradually slips off towards the east there. And it kind of fades out, but then it gets followed by another ridge, a stronger ridge, warmer air just pumping its way northwards during the course of Tuesday. Now, what you would expect is for that to continue to go north, for it to warm the air up here, for the ridge to build, for this thing here to undercut like that, and what you would expect to see is the result of this is a cold pool developing here somewhere, and an area of higher pressure up here, and resultant east or southeasterly flow. So let's see what happens. This takes us on to Monday. So if we go on to Monday, there we go. Look, our ridge is kind of there, and it's tried to build, look, up towards the north here, but I have to say not being very successful in the process of doing that. There is the hint of a trough here, look, in the southern med, but what's happened to this trough is that its cold feed has been cut off. So its cold feed from down here has been cut off. This system is just wrapped around up here, so it just isn't able to survive particularly. And then as we go on, this takes us into Tuesday, look, then into Wednesday. Aha, though, look what's happening here. We're starting to get another cold pool develop down here. Yeah, there's the ridge building back in here towards the west of the British Isles. So what happens with this one then? Well, our cold pool is definitely there, but look, it just clears away again. It goes off towards the east. Our high does build up towards the north, and it does develop this easterly flow, but we've got another trough that comes into the west here, and what that does is it just continues to pump the warmer air northwards here. It continues to satisfy the ridge, but it keeps the trough towards the west of the UK, and it brings our winds in more from the south or southeast according to the ECMWF. And then into next weekend we get into a southeasterly. Look, it takes a few hits, but eventually we do find this cold pool developing down here. We find the ridge out here gradually building through, and that brings our winds back round into a cooler easterly by the time we're getting through towards the 20th, which is when that's going to be a week on Monday with a low pressure down towards the south. So it does get there eventually, but I think the problem that the models are having is deciding on the timing of how that event takes place. Because let me just show you the GEM. This is the Canadian. Again, we've got the time up here in the top right hand corner. These go forward in 12-hour steps. So let's just knock on through these. You see the ridge collapsing out towards the east. Look, there's our trough going into the med here. Look, a little cut off cold pool there within the med, and then as we get in towards Tuesday of next week, we've got a trough through the British Isles. But what we're starting to find is further towards the west here. Look, here's our ridge building in, warmer air pumping northwards. There's the ridge as it builds in. And it tries to get north, but it can't. So what happens is that the GEM just piles in a load of cold air, which develops off these individual low pressure centres here, and the GEM kind of goes winter crazy a little bit by the middle to the latter stages of next week. That's a very cold pattern, or a colder pattern I should say, across the British Isles. But given that it's not particularly that cold over here at the moment through Scandinavia, the winds have got to come through here. So although that looks really cold with the blue colours and the low heights in there, actually the temperatures may not be that low, but that wouldn't rule out the risk of some sleet and snow. Now, I think that the final outcome of all this is probably going to be somewhere between those two models. I still think that probably from Thursday of next week we're going to be going cooler. Now, notice the phrase cooler, not necessarily colder. I think we're going to be looking at sort of 5 degrees across the south, 2 degrees across the north. And I do think that within this sort of area here we're going to be seeing rain, which could turn to sleet and it could turn to snow. Now, we're going to have to try and firm up on these ideas somehow, but if it gets into this pattern and we can get some cold air feeding around the north of this, then it kind of suggests that this pattern may well hold for a while as the jet splits off towards the south there. So it could be that the signs are that colder weather potentially could be on its way there. Now, let's just take a look a little bit further ahead, because this is the JMA output for today, just become available for week 1. You have to sort of twist yourself around a little bit for this one. The British Isles is underneath here, look, and you can see Spain and Portugal there, the coast of Spain and Portugal through here. So there's the British Isles, and what this is showing us for week 1, which takes us forwards to next Thursday. So that will take us forward to, when I would say the 10th, 7th, that will take us through to the 16th. And what it shows us is it's trying to build this ridge, look, up towards the north here, high the normal heights here, low the normal heights here. It's trying to get that trough going here in the Atlantic, and it's trying to pump up that warm air in towards the north here. Now, the JMA has actually been pretty impressive for some time now, so you know, you kind of defer to this. That has a slightly colder look to it. And then we get on to week 2. So this goes forwards from the 17th through to the 23rd, it will be, of January. And what this is showing us again is high the normal heights here, look, up towards the north. Higher than normal in the North Sea with this split ridge idea here. Also this split trough idea here, look, with a trough down here and the ridge here. So what that's trying to do is to bring in east or southeasterly winds, and that's trying to do pretty much the same as the ECMWF and the GEM in bringing cooler conditions across all parts of the country and the potential for some wintry stuff towards the south, but it's not desperately cold, although it is certainly a taste of winter. And then week 4 looking like this. Week 4, again, we've got the split ridge out here. We've got the high up here, we've got the high up here, and we've got low the normal heights by then towards the east of the UK. It's trying to put the trough in towards the east. So what this does is it builds the ridge in here, look, it builds the flow something around like that across the hemisphere, and across the pole, sorry, I should say. And what that does then is it kind of leans us into more of a colder north or northwesterly flow, and that has signs of being colder on it. This would bring temperatures in the south probably of 4s, temperatures across the north probably of 1s and 2s, and it would bring the risk of snow showers. So this is week 3 and 4. So this is forwards from the 24th of January, and that then takes us up to, when is it? It's about the 3rd. No, it's not. It can't be that early, can it? Yeah, it's taken us up to around about the 10th of February. So again, it's still going for this idea of a colder end to the month. And you know what? I kind of have got to go with that idea, because it's there. It's what it's hinted at, showing the JMA's proved itself over the last few weeks. And I think what we're seeing at the moment is a jumping round of the numerical models, of the operationals. They kind of can't get a handle on this situation. So we're almost deferring back to the medium and longer range models, such as the JMA, to give us an overall steer of pattern. So I think what we're going to probably see is our temperature profile through the month, probably doing something like this at first. And then I think we're going to see a tail off next weekend, and I think that fall will continue to go on into the early part of February. So that's kind of around the 10th of February time. If I can write a 2 there, and I think we could well see a dip then. This is sort of now, so this is 10th of January time, and I think we're going to see that overall downward trend in temperature. Okay, well, how long I've been whittling on for more than 10 minutes? My apologies. Many of you probably have fallen asleep by now. So I'll leave you with that for now. I did want to show you the Korean, but we'll probably do that tomorrow. So for now, thanks for watching. I'll do it tomorrow or Sunday, by the way. I've got weather school tomorrow. I've got an aviation weather school. That should be great fun tomorrow. I love doing those. Anyway, you can get information about weather school, by the way. Go to WeatherWeb, click on weather school at the top, or take a look at weatherschool.co.uk. Right, for now, thanks for watching weatherweb.net. Don't forget, we're kept free of charge because you keep coming back and using us and telling your friends about us. And when you come back and use the site and use the charts and use all the information on here and watch the videos, we can put more adverts in front of you, and we generate revenue because of the adverts we put in front of you. So thanks for your continued support. So for now, thanks for watching and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.